Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Courtney, for those of you who are new, and today I'm going to be doing a how-to video on how to cook breakfast, like a breakfast dish in my kitchen. So I know I've done a couple of these, and I've been having more requests on doing more of them because I guess you guys like them, so that's good. But I've already made breakfast for my parents this morning. I made them scrambled eggs, buttered toast, and hash brown patties. You know, those little like hash brown patties that are like in a square. So I already made them that. So now I'm going to be cooking breakfast for my sister. I'm just going to be making her some simple shredded hash browns. We usually don't eat a whole lot of breakfast, me and my sister, but today we are. So I'm going to be doing a how to cook shredded hash browns video. And this is just my way of cooking it. There might be other ways, but this is what I prefer. And I haven't made this in like 6 months, so work with me here. It's been a while. So the best brand that I like to use is the Ore-Ida brand, and it's just your regular potatoes. Like, I just love this brand. Like, everything I buy potatoes is this brand. So I've been letting these sit for about 2 or 3 minutes just to let them thaw a little bit because they're kind of hard. So but the ingredients that you're going to need is you're going to need, depending on how much you're going to make, I'm making 1 serving, but depending on how much you want to cook is going to determine the size skillet you need. I got a large skillet just because that's the only size that I have. If you're making 1 serving, you could typically use a medium skillet and be okay. But if you're making 2 or more servings, I would use a large skillet. So, yeah. And then, so this is, you're going to need your shredded hash browns, obviously. You're going to need your salt and your pepper, your typical seasoning. And then sometimes, like, I put cheese in it, like, as a layer, but you don't have to. Like, this time I'm not going to do it. But while they're cooking, you just throw in some cheese in the last, like, 3 or 4 minutes, and then just make sure the cheese melts, and then your food's ready. So that's just how that goes. But if you don't add cheese, which I will show you guys that today because we're not going to put cheese in it today, I'll show you how that goes. You're also going to need olive oil. Olive oil is going to be how you make sure that the hash browns don't stick. So I'm going to go ahead and get that out. Or actually, I'm going to use canola oil. It doesn't matter what kind of oil as long as it's oil. Like, I have vegetable oil, I have canola oil, I have all that. Doesn't matter the brand, doesn't matter. Just use whatever you prefer. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray down, and that's pretty much all the ingredients you need. Salt, pepper, your obviously potatoes, and your nonstick like spray or oil or whatnot. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray, I'm making a YouTube video. I'm going to spray the pan down. You got to make sure that the hash browns don't stick to the pan. That's why we're spraying it. And then you're pretty much done with the oil after that. So then you're going to turn on your heat to like in between low and medium is what I start out with. And then I'm going to go get the butter. Oh, you're also going to need butter. I forgot to tell you that. So I'm going to grab the tub butter. Oh, wow. We have like 2 things of tub butter in here. So we use the light country crock. It's just the one we buy, but you can use whatever tub butter or squeezed butter, whatever you prefer into it. Then I'm going to grab a spoon. You're going to need a spoon, sorry, because you're going to have to pour the butter in with a spoon. So I'm going to open the spoon. I'm going to grab a spoonful of butter. I'm going to throw it in. And I'm going to turn up the heat to medium just so that the butter can melt and get everywhere in there.
We're the only ones that say tub butter, right?
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Nobody else says tub butter? Oh, well. I'm going to grab the butter in the tub, I guess. I don't know how else to say it. Whoops. So I'm going to wait like a minute for that to like heat up, and I'm going to leave it on medium heat. So I wish I had more of these, but I'm pretty sure this is only 1 serving. I think this is 1 serving. Well, I guess we'll find out. once it cooks down, it'll be 1 serving, so. But yeah, so that's, oh, and the butter's starting to melt like quickly. So I like to move it around onto the pan. Cause it'll melt faster. And I'll show you guys what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. See how the butter's like bubbling and like, so what I'm doing is I'm like starting, here, I'm gonna put y'all here and I'm starting to move it around. Now it's starting to do it faster. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour the hash browns in now that it's hot enough. I gotta be careful though, because these hash browns are like, look at that. That's all of the hash browns. So yeah, that's what I do. And then a lot of the cooking is gonna be like making sure the hash browns are, you just take a little like pan flipper, whatever you wanna call it. I'm gonna put y'all there instead. And you just like start to slowly get this stuff off of it. And this does take time. This is a dish that you kind of have to be patient with because it's not something that's going to cook fast. That's why I haven't made this in forever, because I'm not patient and it takes forever to cook. Okay, I'm starting to notice that the hash browns are sticking a little bit. So I'm gonna, oh, sorry, dog. So I'm gonna need some more oil. So what I do is I turn the heat to low when I have to add oil, and I just spray the places that need oil. But I'm not gonna use any more oil because like I like more butter in my dish than I like oil. So what I'm gonna do, instead I'm going to grab the butter and I'm gonna add more butter, because that means that I didn't put enough of something in it because it's sticking. So I'm gonna grab another spoonful, put it in. And I know everyone's like, oh, that's a lot of butter, but in order for it not to stick, I have to add something to add. A lot of people, when you go to restaurants, they use more butter than this. So if you think this is a lot of butter, you can use oil instead. But I just use butter because it makes it easier. But I enjoy cooking. I love cooking, so that's why I share with you guys cooking videos all the time, because I literally cook all the time. So why not? So once I finish breaking this, it's a lot of just more waiting for the hash browns to turn brown. Because right now, the hash browns are cooking. And once I finish like doing this, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. So since I'm done doing that, I'm gonna turn it on medium heat. And I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like. Now I'm just waiting. So once the hash browns start to turn brown a little bit, I will start to like flip them over. And so I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt to the dish. Get it all nice and salty. And then I'm gonna add some pepper to the dish, a little bit on top. I'm not a huge pepper person, so I don't like a lot of pepper, but some people like that. So I can feel it like starting to cook more. So what I'm doing is I'm just turning it around, making sure it cooks evenly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it with a lid. So I'm going to leave that on medium heat. I'm going to put this lid on top. Put a lid on top. Oh, that lid doesn't even fit. That's funny. That's kind of awkward. That's kind of embarrassing because I can't find a lid that fits, so I'm not going to cook with a lid. So I'm going to keep mixing because you can't let the hash browns stick to the bottom of the pan. That's the whole goal in this. But you want them to start turning brown a little bit. Sometimes it takes forever for these to cook. So yeah. These are actually about 5 to 6 minutes from being done. During this time, you want to add seasonings that you want. I typically only use salt and pepper, but sometimes, and I'll actually do it this time, I put in a little bit of parsley. And you'll notice in my little videos of me cooking, I use a lot of parsley, I use a lot of oregano, I use a lot of salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic salt, things like that, because those are just my go-to seasonings. They're just things that I think make my dishes taste good, so that's what I prefer using. So I don't necessarily add a lot of parsley. I add like 5 or 6 shakes, just depending on the amount. So I'm going to show you guys the amount of parsley I use. That's it. This is 1 serving. Now that I see it in the pan, this is 1 serving being cooked. So I wish I had a little bit more, but the bag is empty, so I don't have enough anymore to cook. But this is what the hash browns will look like. I go ahead and taste it. I'm tasting it, and it's not done, but it's tasting really, really good. I can taste a lot of the salt and the pepper and the parsley and a lot of mixture with the butter. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more salt because I feel like it's not enough yet. I'm going to let it sit for about another 30-ish seconds, and then I'm going to mix it up again. So I'm just going to leave it there, and just a reminder, it's still on medium heat, so. Y'all ever like dance when you cook? Because like I do. I will say for not cooking this in 6 months, it's starting to taste really, really good, and I'm actually impressed. It's starting to like turn a little light brown. The problem with this dish and these potatoes is they don't look like the picture. I will tell you that much. They do not. They don't even get that brown. But when they're cooked, I take them out. So they're never going to be like a brown color, but once they like start looking like they're like finished, or they start, if you taste test it and it tastes like it's done, then it's done. So that's kind of how this works with these. Now the diced potatoes, I buy the diced potatoes in this brand, and when they're done, they're done. Like, they will be brown. So I'm mixing it around still. See, it's starting to turn brown. So I think they're almost done. Yeah, these are just about finished. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna taste them one more time. They're done. So I'm gonna tad more salt. I told you guys I like salt. Maybe like a drop of pepper. That's it. Parsley's perfect. I don't need to add any more of that. And then I'm gonna turn it down in between low and medium heat. I'm gonna grab a plate. I'm grabbing 2 plates because I'm making some for my sister and a little bit for me. Even though it's only 1 serving, I already had a little bit of breakfast this morning, so I don't need any more breakfast. But I'm gonna eat some anyway because I haven't had this in 6 months and it looks so good. Yeah, this is done. Okay, so it looks so good. I'm so excited to eat. I will taste test it before I end the video for you guys. This is my plate. And then this is my sister's piece. So yeah, and then afterwards I turn off the heat. Obviously that should be like, everybody should know that, but if you've never cooked before, you might not, and that's okay. So then I'm gonna take it off and just let it cool. And so this is my plate. So we're gonna try it and see if it's as good as I made 6 months ago. So this is what it looks like. It's finished. I know it might look kind of disgusting, but I promise you guys it's not. It's just your normal hash browns. So let's take a bite and try it real quick. Guys, so good. I highly recommend this recipe. I will post this today on my channel. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you want to see even more like this, like maybe more breakfast videos, just slide into my DMs on Instagram and let me know. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.